is my client that I train, who was involved in the 26/11 terrorist attack.
Right.
And she was sitting eating food in a restaurant.
How many grams of protein would a male and a female have to build muscle? Is veganism good, do you think? A lot of people these days say that I have a particular health condition and that prevents me from working out. Say someone might have low hemoglobin, or someone might someone's liver might not function as well, which might make them feel a lot weaker through the day. Can people who is that just an excuse, or can people who have certain pre-existing health issues work out, and does working out help them?
So there are a lot of things attached to this. Number one is the fear attached to working out and you having a disease or you having a condition. Many doctors themselves don't work out.
Right.
So then they don't know how it feels after training.
Right.
Nowadays I've seen a lot of doctors have started lifting weights and everything, and they suggest their patients also to go to the gym. I'll give you two examples. My first ever job after graduation was with an elderly living facility in the US. So there my youngest client in that facility was 65 and the oldest was 101. So he came to the gym, 101-year-old guy used to come to the gym.
Okay.
And he used to just do attach ankle weights to his ankles, just do some movements.
Walk around.
But that helped him move. So if a person at that age benefits, I think anybody can benefit. A second example I was talking about is my client that I train, who was involved in the 26/11 terrorist attack.
Right.
And she was sitting eating food in a restaurant, and then out of I think 6 of her friends, of 6 people on the table, 4 died.
Wow.
And 2 survived. One went out without any injuries, and she was there laying down for about 18 to 20 hours until somebody spotted her.
Okay.
She was hit badly.
Okay.
A bomb shrapnel in her body, 2 bullets in her body, everything possible.
Wow.
And she survived somehow. She underwent a lot of surgeries. I think for 3 months she was hospitalized after that.
Wow.
But after her physiotherapy and everything, the doctor said you have to exercise. So I trained her. She even, to this date, she has 1 or 2 bullets in her body. They couldn't remove it because it was too sensitive to
pull it out.
Put it out. So she trains just for health. She calls it the necessary evil. She doesn't like exercising.
She doesn't like it.
Doesn't like
Okay.
it. But she's the most dedicated client I have. Like one of the most.
How old is she, can I ask?
She's 48 now. She's
So
48.
She was probably in her
30s
early
that time.
30s.
Yeah. She was in
back
early
then.
Yeah.
From what I get is that there shouldn't be an excuse not to exercise.
Don't make an excuse and don't fear it. I mean, you just need to try coming to the gym.
But
or
why
working
would
out.
people fear it? What do you find? Why do people fear it?
She said, he said, all that stuff. Like, his relative got injured while lifting weight. Oh, he fainted, he got a heart attack.
Right.
Anytime an actor gets a heart attack, I get messages on Instagram that, because of lifting weights, he's getting heart attacks.
Right.
So
I don't think that is true.
Nonsense.
There are obviously a lot of contributing factors.
A lot of contributing factors.
get-
Stress levels and everything else.
Maybe. Yeah.
So,
because the heart attack just doesn't happen
overnight. Yeah,
overnight.
there's a reason why it
It
happens.
comes over years of doing certain things, or doing having a certain pattern in in your food or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question I wanted to ask is how does weight training specifically help women who have hormonal imbalances or say PCOD? How does that help them both mentally and physically overcome those does it help them overcome those ailments, or
So it helps in the reversal of the condition
of the PCOD?
of PCOS in many cases, along with your nutrition and exercise.
Right.
It can be reversed. So PCOD is a mix of 2 or 3 syndromes together. 2 or 3 factors together. It's a syndrome by itself. And if so, like say example, central obesity, like more weight around the waist.
Okay.
Irregular periods.
Right.
In some cases, hypothyroidism.
Okay.
All that stuff. So
it is reversible, all of that?
It is reversible in many cases.
And it takes some time.
It'll take some time, but overall the process is very enjoyable.
Okay.
Because you see your body changing.
Right.
Every month.
So is it about just trying to lose that excess weight and again put on a bit of muscle?
Yeah. So it is losing the fat, gaining the muscle, and just being overall healthy in your habits. All these 3 things, they help with reversal of PCOS for sure.
And are there any specific foods you would recommend for women who are trying to reverse that those ailments?
Not in particular any food items, because that is a dietitian's job, but in terms of like nutrition, eating enough protein, like good quality protein sources, that will help. Depending, if some people are allergic to something, then I wouldn't suggest that. But find your preferable food sources. Even if you're vegetarian, it's completely fine.
Okay, could you give us a few vegetarian options? Because what I see change in the fitness industry is a lot of people are leaning towards veganism or vegetarianism and trying to get off meat as much as possible. So yes, there's obviously the chicken breast, there's steak and there's eggs and all of that for people who eat meat. But what if someone is vegetarian? What are a few very good protein sources that they can have over time to build muscle?
Yeah, I'll give you some examples of my own clients only. Some prefer not having any supplements. So they eat like a mix of legumes and beans.
Like
together.
lentils,
chole rajma or kidney beans, stuff like that, every day.
But they have a big fear with that is legumes have a lot of carbohydrates in it as well.
Yeah, they do. So that's why you have to alter the pure carb source that you're eating with it.
Right.
So if you're eating rice and say legumes,
you
have to reduce the quantity of the rice. It can like
combine too much of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's one thing that vegetarians face everywhere.
Yeah.
Is
tofu a good source?
Tofu is good, no doubt about it. It does, excessive soy does have a few not so good benefits over time, but most people don't go to that level.
It's too much consumption.
Yeah, too much consumption causes
having a few 100 grams a day, nothing's really going to happen.
It's fine. I don't think it's a problem. Yeah. Also, many of my clients have started taking whey protein supplements.
Right.
If you're a vegan or a vegetarian, then pea protein supplements are there. You can consume that. Yeah.
Right. And how much protein is always a debate a man and a woman should consume to put on weight or put on muscle. How many grams of protein would a male and a female have to build muscle?
I don't think there's a distinction between males and females when it comes to protein consumption. As long as you are at least starting off with 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. You're at a good level.
Right.
Most people in India don't do that. Even non-vegetarians don't do that.
Yes.
They eat like 1 or 2 pieces of chicken and they think it's enough.
Right.
It's not enough.
It's not.
Yeah.
Because say 100 grams of chicken probably just has 20 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's the same with legumes as well, right? When we have lentils, for example, when we have lentils, it's so watery. That we're actually not having the lentil.
Exactly.
It's more the water that we're mixing and with rice or whatever I'm eating, and assuming that, so if it's lentils, you probably have 200 grams of it, and make sure there's mainly it is lentils, not just water that you're consuming.
Yeah.
Correct.
That was another issue that I faced with the counter-terror units that I was.
Right.
So half of them are vegetarian. Half of them are vegetarian. It's a very big surprise. It was a very big surprise to me. But they function somehow.
Right.
So.
Is veganism good, do you think? In your opinion?
It's a very personal very personal thing, but no, I don't suggest veganism. Because most of them end up taking like vitamin, mineral supplements.
Right. What are the minerals missing in vegan food?
Vitamin B12 for sure, because there's lack of meat.
Right.
Then also sometimes they find it difficult to eat enough protein.
Right.
So most of them are taking some or the other vegan protein shakes.
Right.
So that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I'm a non-vegetarian.
Right.
Myself, but I've also been a vegetarian for 18 years. So I know both sides. But,
because recently I have tried vegan food, and especially at home, I am pretty much vegan. I try to balance it out. Like whenever I go out, I do consume meat. But what I found with being vegan is that you feel very hungry very quickly. And each meal you eat, you need to have something like steamed vegetables or something with high fiber, which keeps you fuller for longer. And I have tended to eat more calories and still being more hungry with vegan food. And my body struggles to adjust to that thing. So that's the challenge that I've faced while, because I feel that you should try everything. And also growing up now, I kind of feel from an environmental perspective, we are completely ruining the environment, and meat consumption actually kind of adds to that. And also the cruelty towards animals reduced. But again, it would be quite hypocritical of me because I do go out and eat all kinds of meat when I'm out. But that's probably once or twice a week maximum.
What's ethical and unethical is very
debatable.
debatable from person to person.
That's correct, yeah.
If I say something, I'll offend somebody easily.
Right, yeah. Anyways, thanks so much for your time, Devansh. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
If someone wants to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
So I'm mostly active on Instagram.
Okay.
My handle is Devansh X Phys.
Okay.
Because that's what I study.
I'll put that in the bio.
Yeah. So DEVANSHEXPHYS.
All right. I'll put that in the bio for sure.
And I also have a podcast on there, which is called The Fit Geek Show.
Oh, wow.
Where I interview all like good nutritionists and
Can I come
exercise scientists. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Right. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you learned something from it. I have definitely. And if you did like this video, please do like, subscribe, share, and do follow Devansh on Instagram.
Thank you.
Thank you.